Okay. Good morning, everyone. It's Christian again, back with another episode of Losing My Mind, the podcast dedicated to all things brain cancer related. Um, well, as you can see, I got my Optune Gio yesterday, and this is it, and it's full effect. I got I'm wearing my little cap, and I got I really don't feel like standing up right now, but right here, hooked to my hip, is my battery pack, and the computer, but downloads all the data from this cap, and keeps me going. Uh, Last night was my first night sleeping with it, and so I'm gonna do a little bit of pros and cons about this thing and what to expect if you're ever in the unfortunate event that you have to have one of these, what to expect and what might help you. Um, Number one, these things get pretty warm, so you're gonna want to get yourself a cooling pillow of some kind and maybe some cooling sheets. Because one thing you cannot do is get any of these things wet. Uh, I've always been a natural sweater, so you start adding heat to my head, and it's a recipe for sweat. So I had a fan blasted on me all night long, which helped out a lot. I didn't sweat at all. Um, and But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and get a cooling pillow just to make sure that makes it a little bit easier, so that doesn't happen. Um, I'm not sure if I call that a pro or a con, but that's more like a con of it. Is That's one of the problems of having this thing, is how warm it makes you. But um, anyway, one of the pros is it's going to help me live a little longer. Um, Even having unmethylated tissue, these devices can even help you. My doctor said it could help add anywhere from 2 to 6 months of life to me, even with unmethylated tissue, which gives me 2 to 6 extra months with my family, and 2 to 6 extra months to seek out and try every available therapy uh, to keep stealing time from this evil disease, um, which I plan on using wholeheartedly. Um, the Optune Gio people, the team that came over here yesterday and trained us on this, they were absolutely wonderful. I wish I could mention their names, and I tried to videotape the process of them training me on it and getting us used to it and applying it to my head for the first time. But they said they weren't allowed to do. I wasn't allowed to do that, and I wanted to honor their wishes, because otherwise it would have made one hell of an episode. Um, but I wish I could say their names, but thank you anyway. They were great, and the cool thing is you can download an app, and you download an app and it tells you when there's something wrong and when you need something adjusted. This thing does come with alarms, which is a little bit. Uh, it lets you know when your battery power is down, when it's time to change out the battery, or if something's simply going wrong. And you don't want to hear that alarm at 3 in the morning. It's just a little bit jarring. Um, my alarm went off this morning. My wife immediately came out the bed after being totally exhausted, and said, "Baby, your alarm's going off. What's wrong?" And it ended up being an issue where they give you a power plug that you plug into your pack at nighttime, so that you don't have to. It's wall powered, so you don't have to worry about getting up in the middle of the night and switching out your battery. It makes the batteries last longer. Um, but also too, it comes with straps. Like yesterday, I wore a shoulder strap, and even though this thing only weighs about 4 pounds, it starts wearing on your shoulder and hurting your back pretty quickly. So I recommend, if you ever get one of these, order the backpack, which I have one on the way now. It should be here in the next 3 to 7 days, and I can't wait for it to get here, because it'll be much easier for me to wear this on my back than it is to wear across my shoulder, and a little hip strap. Um, Plus, it'll make it a lot easier to maneuver with. Um, so anyway, that's just the only really downside to it, is just the wearing it the way I'm wearing it right now, and the fact that it gets you hot. But I mean, for if it's adding life more extra life to me, so I can spend with my family and fight this a little longer, then it's worth every bit of back pain and shoulder pain that you have from it. So I'm not going to complain too much. The another pro to it is aside my wife, I got to see yesterday for the first time. It was really touching to see. When the team showed up, I told them, I said, "Hey, I suffered a seizure the other day, and many of you have seen it on. I posted online on my Losing My Mind page. Many of you have seen it, but what you haven't seen is the devastating effects it had on me afterwards. Cognitively, it literally scrambled my eggs pretty good, and with that comes a ton of confusion and not understanding what's going on around you. The best way I can describe it is if you ever gotten really drunk one night and woke up somewhere that you didn't recognize, and you were wondering what in the hell just happened, where am I at, what's going on. That's the best way I can describe it. It's horrible. It's a little bit scary because and hopefully many of you have never experienced that, but I imagine some of you have. But that's the best way I can describe it. But as soon as the team arrived, I said, "Hey guys, I'm not all here right now, so it might look like I'm not paying attention to you or this, but I am trying. I can look you right in the eye, and whatever you tell me is going to go in this ear, go out this ear." So I got my wife here. She's my backup brain, and she absorbed I was amazed how fast she absorbed the information and how quickly she was able to put it in motion the minute they left. I mean, she remembered everything. And they gave us a lot of information. And they also gave us, we have their phone numbers, so if we ever have any problems, they can just do FaceTime with us and walk us through any issues we have, or if we've forgotten how to do something. They're very, very helpful. But I got to watch my wife, click into provider mode because she's worked at the hospital for going on. It's got to be close to 30 years now, 30-something years. I even forget that sometimes. But she could easily tell you. But yesterday, after the team left, and another side to the seizure you didn't see is when it was over, I had complete loss of my left hand and most of my left arm, which was, very distressing to say the least. My daughter got me started on a steroid, but it seemed to help at first, but the help has slowed down. So they got me coming in for MRI this morning to see if there is any other issue that might be causing it. So that's another appointment my wife had to make for me and has to see me through. And I feel awful of all the stuff she's had to do for me. But anyway, yesterday, talking about my wife here again, this whole ordeal yesterday, and after these people left, I got to see a new side to her I hadn't seen before. She has been, every day I get messages of encouragement. I'm called a warrior and this and that. And let me tell you something. I'm no warrior. All of us want to live. And if a doctor tells you, "Hey, do this," you're going to live you're going to live a bit longer. You're going to do exactly what that doctor tells you to do. That doesn't make you a warrior. That just makes you a good. It makes you a smarter person for doing what your doctor tells you to do. The warriors are caregivers, our wives, your husband, your kids who help you when the messages of encouragement stop, and after everyone's left the room, and they're there helping you walk through this dark nightmare you're living in. And yesterday I got to see my wife. You're going to have plenty of moments of frustration. And yesterday I got to see my wife get frustrated, and then she caught herself. And just like that, it was like I could see how overwhelmed she was for a second, and then how frustrated she was with the situation at the moment. And I could see it tearing her up. And then just like that, she snapped right back into love mode. And man, this was one of the most touching things I've ever seen. Because unless you've experienced it, it's something to behold. And I realized once again how lucky I am to have her, because I simply couldn't do this without her. And I love you, baby. They are our warriors, truthfully. I'm no warrior. I'm just a guy who follows directions. And my wife and our caregivers, they're the ones who deal with the aftermath of this brain destruction we're left with. And they pick up the messes we make as we're walking along and bumping into the walls, and you can't feel your left arm, so you're knocking shit everywhere. She's the one that taps me on my chin and tells me to wipe away my drool, or she wipes it away herself. I mean, it's I can't compete with that. I don't have 1/4 of the strength she has. And the caregivers are angels. Plain and simple. Full stop. End of story. There's no other way to put it. So, hats off to all of you out there who are taking care of people like me, because y'all are the warriors and y'all just deserve all the credit. And I appreciate the words of encouragement, and I appreciate being called a warrior, but I don't deserve that title. That title it belongs squarely on my wife's shoulders. So, anyway, I'm sitting here, I'm trying hard not to break down, because that's not what I like to do. I don't want a pity party, and I don't want people feeling, but if y'all want to give any words of encouragement today for me, please leave messages for my wife, because she's my angel. And it was so weird to see her, that moment of desperation and everything, and she snapped back at us, and that smile came back across her face, and I could see her eyes kind of glaze back over into right back into provider mode. And it was something really touching to see, and something I hope none of you ever have to see your loved one go through. And if you get to see that moment, realize what a blessing it is to see it in real time, because it almost destroyed me watching her catch herself, realizing that I was seeing the desperation and the pain she was going through, and how she mentally said, "All right, cut that out. Let's go back to dealing with the situation." That's exactly what she did. So it was other than the birth of my kids, it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Pardon me for a second. All right, enough of that. Anyway, I just wanted to show you my new Optune Gio now, which is slowing down the division of my cancer cells in my brain, which is how this thing eventually kills. Is so aggressive that the cells rapidly divide, and so this thing creates these electrical fields around my brain. It slows down the division of that cancer, so that's how it works, and it slows it down to the point where it causes cellular death. So hopefully that last night I killed some brain cancer cells, and I hope to kill a lot more of those bastards. But anyway, that's all I wanted to do on today's episode, was to introduce you to the Optune Gio, and just to give you some advice if you ever have to get one, what to do and what not to do. Number one, what not to do not get these things wet. And number two, never let your battery pack go dead. Always keep those things charging. And on what to do, number one, get you a cooling pillow and some cooling blankets and some cooling sheets to lay on, because this thing does get hot. And get you a nice big box fan or a nice big industrial fan to blow on your head all night long, to keep you from sweating and ruining these. I don't know if you can see it really well because they give you this tube sock, but this is what it looks like. And you might be able to see the little round arrays underneath there doing their job, just blasting me with electrical current all around my head, back and forth, creating like a cyclone of healing energy. Um, and then get yourself a backpack, because these things just are not comfortable, even though you can adjust it with the hip strap, which makes it more comfortable and easier to deal with. When you're wanting to go to the bathroom, it's going to be a lot easier when you're wearing a backpack. Let me tell you that. Going to the bathroom without the help of my wife has been the biggest challenge with this thing on. So I'm looking forward to her not having to help me do that anymore, and just lighten her burden a little bit. When my youngest son came home yesterday from school, he said, "Dad, what's that on your head?" I said, "This is helping Daddy live a little longer." He said, "Well, keep wearing it, Dad." I'm like, "I am, son. They're going to have to rip this damn thing off my head." Anyway, so that's all for today's episode. So pardon me, I'm having a pause moment. I'm still having some brain fog from the seizure from a few days ago, in which my mind kind of blacks out for moments of time, and then I snap right back to it, and I remember what I was talking about. So I'll see you guys soon on the next episode, and until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Later.